Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make Gil as a fresh level 90 player. Now please note that anybody can utilize this video even if you've been to level 90 since launch or if you just hit level 90. All the things in this video can be done regardless. So the first thing we are going to be looking at is the Tombstone currency. Right now causality is what you're going to be using. Now there's two things you use causality for. Well, technically three. One, gear. Two, the relic weapon. And three, tombstone materials. If you do not have the Hildebrand story done up to Endwalker, the relic weapon is not going to be an option for you. The gear also shouldn't really be an option because you can get other ways of getting gear and you're going to be saving your tombstones for getting tombstone materials. So here in Rat's Hand, at X 10.9, Y 10.4, you have the Tombstone Vendor. To your right, under the other option, under causality, you have the 20 item tombstones here. These are what you're going to be selling. I highly recommend selling them in quantities of 20. That's basically what I have been selling them for, and all of them pretty sell quite high, to be quite honest. But I would focus on Weaver, Leatherworker, Blacksmith for the flux, and the Alchemist for the tinctures. Alright, so it'll cost you 400 tombstones for 20 each. Because of the relic weapon, and because these require for the current crafted set, the prices for these skyrocketed. And they most likely will continue to skyrocket going into the next patch, where the crafted set, which is the stuff here, will be upgraded, and people are going to be buying this set for the upgrades in 6.5. Alright, so you definitely are going to want to stock up as many causality tombstones as possible. The fastest way to do that is going to be your roulette. That's going to be level 90, 50, 60, 70, 80, leveling, trial. I would probably skip the main scenario, alliance, normal raid, and the mentor if you have it. Frontlines, you get 50 every time you do this every single day. Or if you do crystalline conflict, which can probably take maybe a couple of minutes or so, is 20 per match. Alright, for level 90 or the expert roulette, you are going to have current dungeons unlocked, which is the Lapis Manalis and the Aether Font. So you want I'm level 605 if you're going to be doing these. But the rest of them you're going to end up doing immediately as you hit level 90. The other two ways of getting causality is going to be through the variant dungeons, which is unlocked in Ultra Lane, which I'll get into a bit later. But these will give you 40 causality per run, or 20 per boss. And usually you can do this solo if the queue doesn't pop. The other one is going to be Heaven on High, Palace of the Dead, or Eureka Orthos, which is going to be Deep Dungeon. I think they give you 60 causality per 10 floors if you clear them, which can be done pretty easily solo, or you can do it as a group. But if you can't get the queue to pop, doing it solo is your best bet. And one of my favorite ways to get the causality tombstones is going to be through the hunt. So using the A Realm Reborn A rank as an example, whenever you kill A ranks, regardless of expansion that you're in, you always will get tombstones. Not the highest ones, but the second highest, in this case is causality. You always will get your hunt currency, and you also will get poetics. If you're doing it in Endwalker, you will get the clusters that you will get for materia. Alright, so as you can see here, we get 40 allied seals, 20 centurion seals, 30 poetics, and 10 causality tombstones. Next, let's talk about crafters and gatherers for fresh level 90s. Now for crafters, you're going to be focusing on materia. Why? Because people are still going to be melding and making the indicator set, which you're going to be needing melds for that. So what we're going to be needing the most is going to be control, because as for craftsmanship, there's not that much craftsmanship that you need to make the new stuff, and a lot of people already have enough CP. So control is going to be your best bet. So for purple scripts, it's going to be 500 a piece. And as for white scripts, it's going to be 250 for each level 9. The reason why the grade 9 is more important is because you can overmeld grade 9. With grade 10, after the first overmeld, after you have your free slots taken care of, grade 9s or grade 10s are basically useless after that. So that's why grade 9s sell faster than grade 10s. Now the fastest and easiest ones to do is going to be the rarefied draft for alchemist for white, and culinarian I usually go with the haddock dip of the potato pancakes. The rarefied sukan bavarois for purple is going to be for culinarian, since these are the easiest materials to get in the game. The gelatin can be bought in the crystarium, and the milk can easily gotten through bicolored gemstones. And the palm sugar is easily crafted. So this is basically what I would recommend if you're trying to do scripts. Now the fastest way to get to endgame crafting is going to be through the script set. So the level 90, 620 Afflatus set is going to help you guys catch up to current endgame. Alright, it's going to cost you purple scripts, so you're going to have to do some grinding, but the other way of getting them is going to be through your custom deliveries. So you have Andon, Ameliance, Charlemagne, L2, Kaishir, however you pronounce that, Kirinai, Monago, and Zloe Leopold. I do have a playlist on how to unlock every single custom delivery client. They will give you white and purple scripts, but you want to look for someone who has a bonus, because they'll give you 270 white and 210 purple if they have a bonus. So unlocking every single one of these will help you get your scripts pretty quickly. Alright, so I'll make sure to link those videos down below in the description for you guys to catch up on. Now for your gatherers, the same thing is going to pertain to you as well. You're going to want to get the 620 purple script set as well, the Afflatus gear, just to get you started. Alright, if you want, you can split your custom delivery allowances, 6 to crafters and 6 to gatherers. This way you guys can get your purple scripts for at least some of the gear to get you started. Alright, but if you're going to be making money with this, you're going to be selling the earthbreak aethersand, because the earthbreak aethersand are used in the current endgame crafting stuff for battle jobs, but also they are used in the tinctures for raiders and stuff like that, and some food as well. So the earthbreak aethersand is always going to be in demand until the next expansion, so these are the easiest things to get. Again, like I said, I have videos on how to farm these as well, so make sure to link those down in the description down below. Next thing for you battle jobs are going to be materia. So you will be getting plenty of battle materia through the hunt. Alright, so when you do the hunt, you are going to be getting these clusters here, the cracked anthro clusters and the cracked dendro clusters. This is for grade 9, and this is going to be for grade 10. Every single time you kill a A rank, there's a chance they will drop either or, both, or sometimes none. So the ones that you want to mostly focus on are going to be crit, because a lot of DPS jobs require crit in most of their melds, so try to focus on crit the most. The second I would say would be direct hit and then determination, but check your server to see which one sells the most. But like I said, critical hit is going to be your best bet. You also get these through the expert dungeons, which is going to be a little bit random. You also can get them through the nuts as well, but they're going to be pretty pricey for that, so I would say hold your nuts for something else. But make sure you do the hunt train every single day, at least 2 times a day on my server at least, to get your materia. And they are on a little bit the low side for selling, but if you sell like crap ton of them, you can make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of gil just on materia alone. And then it's going to be good until 7.0. So the next thing for fresh level 90 players is going to be your leve quests. Now, they'll be in the journal at the bottom. You'll see allowances. You can have up to 100 at a max. So if you have anything past that, you're basically wasting your allowances. You get 6 per day, and I think it takes about 16 days for you to get back 100. Alright, so the ones that I highly recommend doing the most is going to be the Star Quartz wristband of aiming, and then the commanding craftsman's draft, which is going to be the red. So for the draft, you're going to be getting the ambrosia water, the scales, lime basil, and kudzu root. These ones are best gotten through the bicolored gemstones. So if you want to know how to farm these, I've done it with a blue mage, which is totally much faster than doing any battle job. If you want to do this as your own DPS outside of blue mage, you can, but doing it with blue mage is the fastest way to get these to bicolored gemstones. Now for the wristbands, you have star quartz, you have the chondrite, and then you have the alchemist of dexterity, which comes in 3s every single time you craft them. The chondrite and the star quartz are actually pretty easy to gather yourself, but I honestly would just go with alchemist to make it a little bit easier on yourself, but each their own. So we're going to be doing, let me switch to my goldsmith. So the goldsmith ones, you want these high quality, of course. Star athletes are going to give you around, it's going to vary between 4,500 and a little bit less, a little bit more. You always will get your crystals back almost 100% of the time. You might get star quartz and stuff like that, but making these high quality, just stand in the corner here and you guys can flip back and forth. Testing these in high quality will give you double the reward and double the gil. So that gave me 90,000 for this one. This one is going to give me 9,174. And this one is going to give me 9,174, but we got 112 wind crystals instead of 90. So you're basically only going to be doing that back and forth, back and forth. So now if we switch over to alchemist and do the draft, which is going to be a level 86 practical command. We're getting 10,000. So that's why most people will say do practical command, because it's going to give you a lot more gil. But the thing with the goldsmith ones, that you actually can spirit bond your level 90 white set, which is the arcane set, if you still have it. People always would recommend holding on to the first crafter set you get at level cap, so you guys can use that for spirit bond for getting free materia. And that's where coming into doing the levequests will come into play. But like I said, go with alchemist. It seems to be the highest one that you can get the most gil out of, and you're going to get around a little over 1,000,000 gil for every 100 allowances, because they did nerf this back in Shadowbringers after the coffee biscuit fiasco, where triple turn-ins was a thing. So now, if you do not have crafting, but you are a gatherer, the best thing to do for leave quests are going to be for fisher. And you want to look for the ones that require spearfishing. Alright, because you don't need bait for spearfishing. So for this one, level 88, what's in the water is going to be for spearfishing. Simple as salt for 86. 84 is going to be what would you do for a pickle. For 82, it's going to be fishing for the future. And level 80 is going to be crabs for the crabby, because these are the easiest ones to get. Also, your fisher retainer, if you have one, can get these for you as well if you gather them yourself. For botanist and miner, the gil is not going to be as high, but you will get crystals for your troubles as well. So if you want to do this as a gatherer, these are your options. Alright, this is going to be based on performance and speed if you want to get a bonus out of these. So if you don't have a crafter, these are your best things to do for your gatherers. So next, since we're in Ultra-Layan, the variant dungeon that I mentioned earlier. So you have two, the Sylvian Subterrain and Mount Rokkon. There will be another one come 6.5, or somewhere in the 6.5 patch, so make sure to look out for that. But you'll be unlocking the Sylvian Subterrain first, then you can unlock Mount Rokkon. You don't have to complete the first one to unlock the second one, by the way. So I think you have to talk to either Osman or Shallow Moor. I think it was Osman that unlocks it, but I'll make sure to link the video down below. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be running the variant dungeon. You either can do this alone, which is going to sync you up to the highest item level of the dungeon, or you can do it as a group. So you're going to be getting the glamour sets from the Noir, which is going to be from the Sylvian Subterrain, and then you're going to get a Far Eastern one from Mount Rokkon. So you're going to have 15 pieces of loot for the headpiece, 27 for the body, 9 for the hands, 12 for the legs, and 9 for the shoes. Now remember that the first boss will give you 1 token, and then the last boss will give you 2 tokens. So in order to get the hat, you need to do it 5 times. In order to get the coat, 9 times. For the hands, 3 times. For the slacks, or for the legs, 4 times. And for the earrings, 1 time. And for the emotes, 3 times. As for Mount Rokkon, they actually made it a little bit less grindy. And you have 9 for the head, 18 for the body, 9 for the rest, 18 for the body, and then 3, 9, 6, and 9 for the personal ones here as well. So they did make these a little bit easier to do. Instead of doing 9 runs or whatever it was, you just need to do 6 or 5. Alright, but these are what I banked on so much when the variant dungeons first came out. So the next thing is going to be 2 options for this. Either do the Firmament or the Ishgard Restoration, or you can do the Island Sanctuary. And that is going to be the dyes. So we have gunmetal black, pearl white, and metallic brass dye, as well as dragoon blue, ruby red dye, and basically those are the ones that I recommend. But for me, I would go with the gunmetal black dye because they usually will pop up in the fashion report. But these are going to go for around, I'd say 40-ish thousand, maybe 80-ish thousand, depending how much they're going for. On my server, I think they're going for like 40,000 each. But it'll take you 500 sky scripts in order to get these. You can get these sky scripts through the crafting or the gathering in the diadem. So the alternative is going to be your Island Sanctuary. So as you can see here, this is where the hideout is going to be on your island. All this here will get unlocked as you rank up. So the Hoarder NPC to your right will take care of your calorie problem. It'll cost you 2,500 blue calories for 1 gunmetal black, but because you get so much calories if you're at max rank doing the handicraft system, using also the Overseer's Casuals Discord server to help you guys maximize your yield for these, gunmetal black can be easily gotten through your calories. Because once you hit rank 16, like I have right now, as you can see here, my calorie count is 139,432. Because after getting all the personal items from the Island Sanctuary and having my island maxed out, I have no use for these except for materia and for dyes. That's another thing that you guys can use your calories on as well, is materia. It's 1,500 for grade 10 and 750 for grade 9. So those of you who have your island taken care of already, I would definitely look into using your calories on the gunmetal black dye and your materia. This is going to be upgraded or updated in 6.5 patch somewhere, so you're probably going to want to hoard these as much as possible. But that is going to be your second option for getting your dyes. One last thing that I want to bring to your attention is going to be the tribe quest. You have the Alchemist, the Loporits, and then the Omicrons. Each one will give you battle, crafting, and gathering materia for every time you do your dailies. So for grade 9 materia, it's going to take you 1 per day, and as for grade 10, it's going to take you 2 days to get 1. So make sure that you do your tribe quests every single day. If you need help unlocking them, I have all 3 videos. Now most likely will link down below just so you guys can do those as well. But make sure you do them for extra tombstones, just for comedy if you're going to be doing your battle. And for crafters and gatherers, you get either cordials or crystals for your troubles. But yeah, make sure to do these every single day for free materia. So now that I showed you guys all the different ways of making gil, let me show you guys the profits that I have made since I started doing all this 2 weeks ago. So this retainer has all of the tombstone materials that I have sold over the course of the last 2 weeks. There's your earthbreak aethersand that I mentioned earlier. This retainer here, more of the tombstone materials. Here is the battle material that I sold on stream the other day. The crafting material that I sold overnight. This retainer here has all my dye sales, which you can see the gunmetal black has sold a lot. More materia. And this was back when Mount Rokkon first came out. The glamour set was like over 1 million. This has dropped significantly over the weeks past because people don't know how to keep things high. And of course the minions also sell pretty high if you can get them. And this one doesn't really have much But if you are a gatherer and you can get the 3-star materials from the nodes, I highly recommend those as well. The rest of the stuff that you see here was just basically me just trying out random stuff and putting them on the market board, which has made some good gil, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. But this is all the gil that I basically have made doing all these methods. So guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the First Brood. If you guys want to join my Discord server, the link is going to be in the description down below. And if you guys like what I do here on YouTube and want to support me monetarily, I do have YouTube memberships available, and a link to my Patreon is also in the description down below. So until next time, make sure to walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging my head. Good luck!